Everything was normal in the lives of spouses Paul and Clare until Ben appeared on the horizon. The news that he had been Clare's high school sweetheart didn't bother Paul at first. Everyone has a first love in his youth. But when Paul's friends told him that his wife was repeatedly seen with Ben in a cafe or in the park, the man got worried, and soon it turned out that the first love had already surpassed the boundaries of only walks. The former passion flared up with renewed vigor, and during a serious conversation, Clare confessed to cheating. "So what do you think to do?" asked Paul. "I'm going to live with him," replied the spouse, and did so, saying a bunch of unpleasant things to her husband in the end, like, "He's better," and "You're not the man I really need." Paul didn't put up any obstacles. He was hurt, bitter and resentful. Perhaps he would have found the strength to forgive if Clare hadn't left, but after she was gone, there was no way back. Paul began to live his life with a fresh start, and he succeeded. After a while, he met a nice, kind girl, Angela, and, as people say, fight fire with fire. He revived, cheered up, began to forget the past resentment. But soon Clare reminded him of herself again. As it turned out, in the life of Clare also occurred a number of significant events. She gave birth to a son from Ben, but happiness quickly ended. Ben turned out not to be the prince Clare had imagined to herself. After he had lost his job, he didn't look for another, and soon he became addicted to booze. On top of that, her son was born, was ill and required expensive treatment to cure him. Clare asked her friends for money, but none of them would lend her any. And then she ran to someone she called not the man she really needed. Paul's first impulse was to chase away his ex-wife, who had once betrayed him. But the child, not a relative to me, has nothing to do with it, he thought, and gave Clare all the money he had saved for the wedding and the honeymoon. It wasn't on loan, it was for good. His fiancée approved of his decision. The only thing Angela asked was to make sure his ex never showed up in their lives again. "I have told her so," smiled Paul, hugging his beloved. They never found out that 2 days later, Ben found the money while Clare was out for a walk with the baby. He took all of it and spent on booze. And there was nothing left for the baby's treatment. Clare involuntarily dropped her hands. She looked at herself in the mirror and could not believe that she was not even 30. A kind of old woman with a tired, wrinkled face. But this was the life she had chosen for herself.